Hello, a very quick one, a very, very, very quick one, because I want to make sure that throughout this journey that me and anybody else suffering with any kind of vestibular difficulties throughout that journey, I want to make sure that there are kind of positive, hopeful bits of potential hopeful encouragement, because I can't it would be really cheeky of me to try and say that, okay, because my journey's going like this is how your journey's going, and if I'm feeling positive, you should be feeling positive, because that is absolutely not the case whatsoever. The thing that I think is just so tricky about this particular thing is that it's quite an up and down condition. Like, you feel very up and down with it. You kind of can't exactly easily predict what you're going to feel when, and that's kind of shitty, because I think with most other things that do restore, you can kind of be like, well, once it's gone, it's gone. And I remember that one of the things that scared me the most when I first got symptoms of vertigo or vestibular neuritis, one of the things that scared me the absolute most was looking online to find out how long does this condition last, and seeing people talking about years hence, quite casually as well. And I was like, are you serious? Are you serious? Like, that vibe, like, no effing way. I've now learned that it's more of a journey, which still sucks, because it means that you can be going about a very, very, very normal life, and then suddenly you're like, it's still there. And, to be honest, sometimes I wonder if I'm more slightly emotionally used to it. With that being said, really important caveat here, the severity of the condition for me has drastically changed. However, there are odd days where I'm like, it's kind of like, March. Like, back in March, things were pretty bad. I can step out the front door and be like, oh, hello, March. And it literally feels like March, the only difference being, well, the severity is slightly turned down, and also the fact that I know it's temporary. Like, I know it's temporary. I know that even the next day it could be considerably better. And also with the knowledge that I know that it could be a lot better in a lot more time. But with all of that said, how it was for me was bad. It was bad. It was bad. I know, though, from what I've seen, that for some people it is even worse, like far, 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 far worse. And that you can, I think, lose kind of varying degrees of your vestibular function, but that my understanding being that you can restore it despite that. Don't quote me, but I think that's right. So essentially, one of the things I would want to say is that I still want this to be hopeful, but I also don't want for anybody to be discouraged who actually had a more severe bout of it than I did. And if your journey is taking that much longer, because that, like, my heart goes out to you. I mean, that's a horrible position to be in, but I still want to, you know, put out the message that it can get better. It can get better. Because I know what a freaking ride it is. And I kind of wanted to give a sort of update again. So this last week I've had a cold. I'm pretty much fine now, but I've had a cold and I felt shit. Like I felt shit. I pretty much had the whole week off work. I went in for one day and I was kind of still burning up and I was just like, let's not do that. I'm pretty much fine now. The thing is, it flared up the symptoms. It really did. My understanding, again, thank goodness, due to the lovely, lovely, lovely audiologist that I spoke to, my understanding being that that is really normal and to be expected, and that it still doesn't mean that you will always have it forever. It still doesn't mean that. But it sucks. Let's just get real. It sucks. And especially if you're going through a mentally difficult time or something's happening in your life which is hard or trying. Who fucking needs that on top of it? Let's just have a moment of realness here. Anyway, I very cleverly not managed to lose a letter that I was sent by this lovely audiologist. I kind of just wanted to show it to you. I haven't started these exercises yet. Let me just not sit on my foot. Yeah, I haven't actually started these, but the more time goes on, the more I'm like, to be honest with you, I think I need to actually just get my acting gear and do everything I can to help myself. Oh, sorry to flit about at 7 minutes in, but I had to get my ears cleaned again, just because they were just causing me issues all the while I had this cold. It wasn't nice. And that particular guy, I don't actually know what his job was. I don't think he said, but he was lovely. He was so lovely. But he took a picture of my ears once they were all cleaned, like right to the drum, or like to the just in front of the drum, I think. And this is a bit gross, but he said, you see how it's a bit grey there? That is a potential sign. He said, I'm not allowed to diagnose, but that's a potential sign you might have something called glue ear. The gist with glue ear, yuck, is that when you have a cold or something like that, mucus, you know how it can get stuck in your sinuses, it can also get stuck in the eustachian tube and literally get stuck there behind your ear, which can affect your balance. And I remember thinking, great, that's just what I need. Do you know what I mean? That's just what I need. So that made me say to myself, fucking hell, I lost these letters from my lovely audiologist. I lost the letters. Let me get my life in gear, for goodness sake. For goodness sake. So luckily, I was so lucky, I emailed the team and just said, I've lost the letters. Could you please resend them? And they were so lovely. Can I tell you how much, as much as the NHS, you know, I work for the NHS and I see that it's a place that needs a lot of help. That's why the NHS, the problems within the NHS are to do with the fact that it doesn't have enough help. It doesn't have enough staff and it doesn't have enough funding. It needs help. That's where it has problems. I just snagged my ties. But oh, bang it now. Anyway, the NHS is it struggles. The thing is, where I have had in moments of absolute desperation paid to go private, I know that private healthcare is no joke in terms of the cost. Like I know that I know that it gets to the point where you have to pay to get things printed. Like I was fully ready for all of this. Like I was fully ready for this to start getting, you know, something, there to be some kind of caveat. The fact that I just emailed them and they resent it to me, the lovely audiologist even wrote a flipping note on it. Like, our NHS and the lovely doctors in it, and the lovely nurses, and the lovely HCAs, and all the lovely people, and all the people who are absolutely slogging away, are, you know, wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. And I never, ever, ever want it to go, I never, ever want it to go unsaid that I really appreciate what I have here in the UK, as much as at times it's really difficult. And I know particularly from my role, sorry, I'm really rambling, but I know particularly from my role, massively long waiting lists for people with conditions that are far more worrying, can be so upsetting. So I know it's not unflawed and it needs a lot of help. But for things like, you know, me being dizzy and wanting a bit of help and getting, you know, letters, these literally came like almost the next day, and I was like, fucking okay, that was as in fucking good. So this is basically what she has said. She has said, because I thought this was going to be short, but it's not. She's basically said this. This is called the vestibular ocular reflex. This exercise should help your eyes and vestibular system work together effectively. This is because I still have issues, especially in shops. Please perform the exercises while you're standing safely. Practice these once or twice a day, increasing the time up to 45 seconds over the coming days. Right, so the idea is that you put these images 1 to 2 meters away from you and you look at them as a target. You then move your head like so, and then you kind of increase the speed to your tolerance, but I think you do want to feel a little bit funny. The idea being that I would then, they come in like levels, and I would increase the levels as my tolerance goes up. So I literally just want to show you these, FYI. I just want to show you them. Please don't do anything without like your doctor's advice and guidance. I know that is easier said than done sometimes, because getting to a doctor is not always easy. But I kind of just wanted to show you these anyway. So, because if it feels like you have something like this, where, for example, maybe you don't have like spinning vertigo, but you do have all kinds of mad, bizarre other symptoms, and maybe some of your worst symptoms have gone, but you've still got residual like fuckiness, this might be something you could ask your audio vestibular consultant physician audiologist for. So for example, look, this is level 1. And basically she says like, have it this way up for looking like that, and this way for up and down. That's level 1. I am really sorry, by the way, if these are in any way triggering for people. That's level 2. And then finally, no, not finally, penultimately, this one. And then finally it's that one, which we won't leave up there for very long. So I just need to be good now and actually do them, see how I get on. And that's just really my little update. It was just literally a little update. I also want to say that with regards to the dating stuff, I'm really hoping to have an update very soon. So yes. By the way, it's not that I'm dating someone, so it's not like some kind of weird curveball like that. But I'm really hoping to have an update soon on that. So yeah, just thank you. If anybody's watching at all, thank you so much for listening to me ramble. Because I mean, the rambling is crazy. Yes. All the best. Stay well as you can. Empower yourself. If you can speak to someone and this sounds like what you need, see if you can ask for it. They may well be able to help you out. So yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much for listening.